Dream Elements has arrived. Dopas has arrived. Remicap has arrived. Daft Punkle has arrived. MJ has arrived. The Industrious Ant has arrived. A swarm of dead insects has arrived.
Well, if you want to take over Industrious Ant, by all means be my guest. Would you like us to raid you? Hello. Right. Oh, no Shelby today. Apparently Shelby is unwell today. So I'm afraid you'll have to make do with me instead. So, yeah. However, whilst I was streaming last night...
PJB
arrived.
950 has arrived.
Hello, PJ. We have PCBs. However, there is a problem with them. I made a boo-boo. Not a critical boo-boo, but a boo-boo nonetheless. Right, I've changed the alignment on this, didn't I? Whoop. See if you can spot the deliberate error. Hopefully there won't be any bodge wiring needed, but who knows, there probably will.
Switchgear HV has arrived.
Hello, Switchgear. Actually, I should really say hello to everybody, shouldn't I? As is the normal way of things. Hello, Dopaz. Hello, Remicap. Hello, Daft Punkle. Hello, MJ. Hello, Industrious Ant. Hello, Swarm. Hello, PJB. Hello, Switchgear. There we go, caught up. And hello, G-Pen.
Goat Master has arrived.
See if you can spot the deliberate error. If I zoom in a little more. Missing mounting holes, indeed. I forgot to include the non-plated through holes in the files, which was a bit of a silly thing to do, but not critical. I can drill them out. I can drill them out. It's not that much of a problem. So yeah, we have terminal server PCBs. Don't know if they'll work. I don't have the slightest clue. But there they are. I probably have done, MJ. Probably have done somewhere. At least they're all marked in the right places, yes. But we won't be getting onto that parts that require the mounting holes for quite some time. And we may not even get that far with this iteration. It'll look so good when it's populated. Indeed. I just wish I had some components to put onto it. So yeah, there we go. That's the PCBs. That's all the stream is. I'll see you next time. No, I tease. I have some components. We can put some components on it. Absolutely, you daft punkle. I hope that I've got the main processor and the clock chip and the USB interface, and we can get that part of it working and get it communicating to the computer. I certainly don't have the UART interfaces.
122 has arrived.
I can salvage an ESP32. I've got the socket for the SD card, I believe, somewhere. I certainly haven't got the Ethernet. So parts of it we can get going. Parts of it we can do. This is from JLC PCB, yes. And it looks pretty much exactly the same as my normal place, because I think they probably use exactly the same fab houses. They all use the same ordering system, and they all use the same, it's all the same kit they use, I think, so yeah. It doesn't really look any different to any other PCB that I've ordered. Not sure I've got the power supply stuff. Although I might be able to salvage that off something else. Yeah, there might be a certain amount of salvage going on this. It looks 30% cheaper, yeah. Jesus Christ, PCB, for all your holy computing needs. This wasn't holy, though. As you can tell by the lack of holes. Yeah, there's a flaw in this. Yes, it's not holy. Right, so let's have a look. What have I got? If I start out by looking in my chips, I need... No, that's not chips, that's capacitors. That's C for capacitors, not C for chips. Here's chips. There's my white balance gone screwy again.
Project Carl has arrived.
Hello, Project Carl. There, that's about white, I think. Filofax! No, not Filofax. Although it's based on Filofax. Zoom out a little so we can see better. It's component storage. So, if I flick through here, I might, if I'm lucky, find a clock chip. No, that's amplifiers. That's sensors. Clock chips. 8 megahertz MEMS clock. Is it the right one? It might be. Filer component. I think that'll be the correct one for there, won't it? Looks like it. Okay. So we have the clock chip. think that's possibly the only... Oh, hello, yeah. That might be the SD card. Although the one that I normally use is discontinued, so this is actually the footprint for the newer version. I don't know if this will fit. It looks okay to me. Yeah, that should be good. So we've got SD card socket. Back in the right way around. Okay, I think that's it from here. I don't have regulators for it, do I? No. Let me just turn down the saturation a little. It's a bit too saturated. Come on, are you going to give me... No. Are you going to change the saturation or not? Evidently not. Saturation control does nothing. Contrast seems to do nothing. Brightness seems to do nothing. Great. Gamma does nothing. Oh, gamma does. That'll do. That'll have to do. I'm a bit jaundiced now. Right. Yeah, next we've got lots of passives, which are fine. I've got most of those, I believe. Those diodes I'm going to need. Where are we? Misc SMD should be full of useful stuff in here. Actually, let's add a filter to this for color correction and reduce the saturation a little from here. That's a bit better. Right, components. See what I can find in here. I've got everything you can think of, but nothing that I want. Nope, those are too massive, those picks. What's this? Inductors. IO expanders, no. 74 ALVC245. If I got the main microcontroller, it'll be in one of these boxes. What's this one? Nope, DS picks, not pick 32s. That's a shame. I don't think I've got any loose ones of these. I may have to salvage one off a board. Those are pick 24s. These are more DS picks. Yeah, I'm going to have to salvage that off the board, that's no problem. Do I have those diodes around the place? Too many components. Diodes, where are you? Those are random diodes that I've salvaged from places. It's like looking through Lego, this is. I'm sure I've got a little tube of these diodes somewhere. Come on, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Okay, let's start taking them out and looking at them as I go. No, nothing there. Nope. 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 Ta-da? No, not yet. It's more like it, yeah. Oh no.
With 69 bits, a swarm of dead insects says.
Corgo 69 man rummaging through boxes of components or SMR.
Hot Rock Skull has arrived.
Hello, Hot Rocks. Where are my diodes? Have you seen them?
calculator has arrived.
An ethical clown, hello. Welcome. I'm trying to find some diodes in a box of components and failing miserably. Oh well. I'm sure I can find some somewhere else. An ethical clown, a politician. Ha. Right, I don't know where my diodes have gone. Oh well. We'll manage without them. Let me just double check the file just to make sure that I didn't put them in here, though I wouldn't have done because they were in a tube, I'm sure. Those are all linear regulators.
Chloe
Those are all
Raccoon
buck
has
regulators. Hello, Chloe. Those are all op amps. Those are all audio amplifiers. These are all sensors of some form, transducers. That's clock generators. That's interfacing. Nope, nothing there. Right, I shall find some elsewhere. Ah, closer inspection revealed that the dead goat was, in fact... Ooh. Okay, exsanguinated. Drained of blood, I assume. Closer inspection revealed that the dead goat was, in fact, exsanguinated before death. On its shaven forehead was an arcane symbol with the runic glyphs meaning quality assurance, reject. The mystery simply deepened when the horizontal megalith made noises like the crashing of car gears and floated away towards the car park, revealing a manhole cover in the middle of the tarmacked pond. Shrugging, the police-yaks decided to investigate. Opening the cover revealed a well-lit tunnel. Right. You've got into the one through serial but nothing else, or telnet but not through the web. Oh dear. Exsanguinated. Exsanguinated.
Neo Dragon 90
Exsanguinated.
has arrived. Neo Dragon 90 has resubscribed for 14 months and says,
Are we building it today?
Hello Neo, thanks for the resub. We're starting to do a little bit of building on it, yes. Exsanguinated, I can understand it being, yes, that fits with my thoughts of what it meant.
Exquisite pleasure. Welcome to the fold, Neo Dragon 90.
Let's hope this session provides ample opportunities for delightful stimulation. Don't disappoint. Sarfart start exclamation batteries.
Majenko bot has arrived.
Oh god, no he hasn't, has he? Where's my soldering stuff? Let's get these two components on first so that they don't get lost. We'll build this up a couple of components at a time as we find them, or transfer them away from other boards. I think I'm going to do my pre-tinning and re-flowing method for this, I think. Let's have a zoom in, shall we? Oops. There we go. Yeah, probably didn't like the square brackets as being part of a word or something. And Ben's regular expression failed on it. What we are building is, yes, it's like a UART to network interface or network to UART interface. What we have is a blurry image. Hang on, come back. What we have is a PIC32 USB interface, 6 serial ports, Ethernet interface and Wi-Fi interface and SD
RF
card.
programmer has arrived.
And it's basically aimed at being a way of connecting multiple serial ports on computers to the network. So you can access those serial ports over the network. They could be on, well, they could be on computers, they could be on terminals, they could be on modems, whatever you fancy. Either through wired network or wireless, or through Ethernet, through USB rather. So a terminal server or console server, as they're sometimes called. I do have a fancy rendered image of it. Why have I got these glasses on? I don't want those glasses on. I need my other glasses. Where have they gone? There they are. Oh, that's better. I can see what I'm soldering now. So let's just reflow this solder onto here and onto here. That way we are sure to get the right amount of solder. Actually, while I'm doing this area here, what I should do is these capacitors around it. Okay. So capacitors here. I want my 100. I used 603s for this, didn't I? These are 0402s, aren't they? 0603 capacitors. One moment. Somewhere in my box of capacitors they should exist. If not, I've got a whole reel of them in the cupboard. $680s. Oh, 60310 nano, 5600 pico, 2.2 nano, 47 micro, 2.2, 36 pico, 4.7 micro, 1 nano, 100 nano. There we go.
David AMC has arrived.
Hello, David AMC. David MC. Oh, I know what I've forgotten. A bit of flux first before putting the components down. This is my own PCB design, yes. It's all available online, though I don't know if it works yet, so don't try and build one. And there's no firmware written yet.
Vitakanev has arrived.
Hello, Vitakanev. Okay, this is that way around. And we'll just pop this one over here. You envy my dexterity, yeah. For the time being. Actually, did I use 603s for this, or did I use... Yeah, these are 603 pads, aren't they? Yeah. They're the 603 hand solder variant, I think. Come on, get on the pad. Thank you. Okay, those are done. Let me quickly catch up on chat.
NULLDREF has arrived.
Hello, NLDREF. Terminal server, yes, Vitakanev. Don't solder on the vibrating bed. Yeah, if you get my dexterity, it comes with my eyesight, I'm afraid. Which is, it used to be very good, my eyesight, but over the past 15 years or so, it's gradually deteriorated. Gone longer and longer sighted. You do smell an ESP32 footprint. Amongst other things. Okay. What are we doing next? I'll put this back into the chips. Into the 8 MHz MEMS slot there. Okay, and right, I'm gonna need to find things now, aren't I? Salvage things. I wonder if there's one in here. Ah, excellent. I have power supply stuff. These are all 47LCs, aren't they? Yeah. That's a 5. I've got a 3.33 made. I might be able to just transfer the components straight across. Right, power supply stuff. I can salvage one of these. The U1 is a PIC 32. PIC 32 PIC MX 795F512L. This is a power supply that I made. 3.3 volt output, 3 amp. And I shall salvage the components from it if I can. It's the smallest power supply you could possibly imagine. I call it a power bump. MIPS goodness, yes, I like MIPS. 3.3 volt voltage regulator, believe it or not. 3 amp. Tiny thing. Diddy little thing. I love these regulators. And I shall salvage the components for it. That all goes into that. And it's pretty much exactly as it is on there, actually. It's the architecture of one of the CPUs on your capture card. Nice. Buck, of course. 3 amp buck regulator. Alright, let's soak this in flux. Oh, Swarm, thank you for the gifted sub. Alright, let's dump a load of paste on here.
Oh, marvellous. Such generosity.
Swarm of dead insects, you're a veritable fountain of delightful impulses. David Ames, he deserves all the pleasure star, idiot star, exclamation batteries.
They are a little tricky to solder, these little regulators though. Let me just quickly clean that one off. Make sure it looks good. Yep, that looks okay. So, globs of flux on there too. And then we see about transferring. Yeah, I should use that really, shouldn't I? Where is it? So I'm not sure how hot this is going to have to get. So, get my soldering board out. Actually, I'm going to cut these wires off because they'll only melt. Right, so we're working that way around. Yeah, 3 amp linear on a square centimetre does not sound like a good time at all, no. This is a Texas Instruments regulator, but I can't remember what it's called. I shall look it up shortly. Good. It looks like I used my low temperature paste on here, that's good. That means things should come off nice and easily.
Ben Gizmo has arrived.
Ben Gizmo, hello! It is kind of small. It's 0.4 millimetre, I believe. I hope. I hope I've got the right pitch. I don't think that's the right size of capacitor there, actually. Oh, it's the right capacity, but the wrong footprint. But while I'm here, that diode goes onto one of these. I shall use this one here. That's the USB one, the most important one. Yeah, I need a different capacitor for there, don't I? That one there I think would do good. Possibly. Right, that should be that.
Peter 1138 has arrived.
Hello, Peter. Ah, right.
Standard User 4 has arrived.
Hello, Standard User 4. A Texas Instruments regulator is like a laxative for Dallas, makes Texans regular. Oh dear. Ah, right, let me just rest my eyes for a moment, look at chat and sort out some of the pronunciations here. So David C should be pronounced like that, I think.
Majenko Tech has arrived.
David
Oh, yay.
MC.
That's better. And pronouns Peter 1138.
Peter 1138.
There we go, Peter 1138. Noel D. Ref. Let's try that.
Noel Duref.
There you go, Noel D. Ref. Although maybe I could hyphenate it.
Noel Duref.
Let's add an extra E.
Noel Duref.
Noel D. Ref, there we go.
Eileena has arrived.
Hello, Fiolina. PJB9950. What shall I have you as? Just PJ? since that's what I call you. Oops, I forgot to pronounce, didn't I? I'm an idiot.
PJ.
Champion!
I came out as P-Day. And a hyphen, what is this French town name?
Chloe Raccoon says.
Tier 50 add a hyphen. What is this French town naming in Jit?
A Magento Tech
Absolutely,
Magento
yes.
Bot. PJ.
Such a delightfully cryptic designation.
Perhaps a secret code for maximum amusement. Let's investigate this PJ, shall we? Sarfart star exclamation batteries.
What if I just have the letters PJ?
PJ.
It still says P-Day. P-Day! I think it's got a speech impediment. Right. I think that's it for there. Right, let me see. Where are we with this? I need to find a pick 32 from somewhere. Where am I going to find a pick 32? Probably one in this box. Well, I know there's one in this box somewhere that I can rip off another board. If I can get to this box.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says.
Tier 50, let me see. Where are we with this on your desk?
It's on the desk. Indeed it is. Right, well there's, you can't see it, there's an ESP32 that I can salvage. Right, let's find a PIC 32 MX795F512L that I don't mind sacrificing for my crate of development boards. And there's one on a Picasso. Too many development boards. Nope. Oh. Do you recognise that, Chloe? I've got absolutely nothing against reusing components from other boards, Chloe. Nothing whatsoever against it. It just makes pure economic sense. When you're doing prototyping like this, reusing components is sound financial sense. Why buy another component when you've already got one? There's another one on a Picasso. Picadillo rather, not Picasso, Picadillo. Nope. I thought I'd be finding them a lot easier than this. So WF32, no. Because I tend to use smaller ones than these. There's a 470. Can I do it with a 470? I don't know. I'll have to look that up, see if I can do it with a 470. I don't think I can. Sounds like a box of Lego because it's a box of development boards, half of which I built myself. Sure, I have more boards with this on. I've got plenty of boards with this slightly smaller variant, the 68-pin version, but not so many 100-pin version. There's another Picadillo. That's 3 there, blimey. I might sacrifice one of those. Ah, there's one with no display. Perfect. That'll do. Right. Oh, I've got a breeding population here. Okay, let's start off with some low temperature solder paste.
Champion!
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
Cheer 50, what do you use as a contraceptive to stop your items breeding? The bot.
Yeah, he's a good enough turn off for anybody, really, the bot. Right, I don't know if this is going to work, or if I'm just going to end up with a completely destroyed chip. But I've added low temperature paste. Let's remove the speaker so that doesn't melt. Okay. Now we apply hotness. Let's pump up the temperature a little. I'm going to apply Ben hotness, absolutely. Thank you for those 50 bits, by the way, Chloe. Actually, I'll add a good glob of flux as well. Can't hurt. If I could lift it up, it would be useful. Let's try getting it from the corners. There we go. Flip it over onto its back. Okay. That came off a lot easier than I was expecting. Ta-da indeed. Hello, Luasoft.
Luasoft 10 has arrived.
You've been learning from Dizziac how to introduce yourself, have you? Okay, let's add some more flux to these pins and see if I can clean them off a little. Actually, let's grab... That's got lots of room in it. I'll use that. Oh no, it's a bit too lumpy. What's good? Or rather, what's crap, I should say. No. Oh, it'll do as it is. I was just thinking I might put it on a circuit board, face down, or face up, whichever way it is, for doing this. It won't keep flipping up. There's still some solder bridges on the other side of it to deal with. Come on, let's have some bit more solder on my soldering iron because it's not wetting. There we go. Trying to use as little pressure as possible. Still a few high bridges there. But we'll be dealing with those later. That's looking pretty good, actually. Can't see the pins, can you? I prefer a Ben introduction. Testicles. That is all. That's a Ben introduction, isn't it? Right, let's give this a squirt. Have we broken it yet? Absolutely. Right. Now we have the fun job of trying to solder this one in. I don't like doing these, that's why I normally work with QFNs, but this one isn't available as a QFN, unfortunately. So I have to make sure it is all lined up properly. Add some flux, add some solder paste, get my soldering iron, and solder it in.
Philip Andrews has arrived.
Hello, Philip Andrews. There. One side done.
Champion!
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
Cheer 50 drag soldering for gender non-conforming ICs.
Absolutely, absolutely. We like a bit of drag round here. Right, now I've got to undo everything we've just done. This looks complicated. This was my terminal server. Or eventually it might be if it works. If we're lucky.
Champion!
with 69 bits, a swarm of dead insects says,
Corgo 69.
You forgot that on your previous bit, did you? Walk is at the usual time today. Back in a bit. You were going to include a message. What was the message? I can do your message for you. But which one? Go on, tell us what it is. I'll paste it into my control program and you can get your TTS that you paid for. Because you've paid for your TTS, come on. Don't keep us in suspenders. And corsets. It's most of the script, yeah. He is, isn't he, MJ? Patient. Do the time warp again will do. If you say so.
With 69 bits, a swarm of dead insects says,
Do the time warp again.
There you go. Okay, let's clear all the solder bridges out now. Indeed, Chloe, indeed. But it's the pelvic thrust that really drives you insane, though. Right, I think that's good. It's often the way. The things that they don't expect to catch on are the things that catch on very often in films and similar things. Okay. He might indeed, Chloe. He might very well indeed do just that. I need to recharge my microscope, really, don't I? And for that I need a cable. Have I got one over here? I think I have. Yes. Let me get my microscope on charge. Why didn't I get a stencil? Because I don't need a stencil. Stencils are great if you're mass producing. If you're doing prototyping like this, where you're just going to be putting a couple of components on, do a bit of testing, put some more components on, do a bit more testing, a stencil's pointless. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's add some more passives around here, shall we? Got to remember what all these passives are. All these capacitors here are just 100 nanofarad decoupling caps. There's a resistor there, there's the larger capacitor there. Let's just put the paste down onto these. One of these resistors is 10k, the other one I don't know what it is offhand. So I'm going to need to load up KiCad and hope it doesn't crash. Stencil is like 20 bucks, yeah. The board was 30. That would almost double the cost for zero benefit. When it comes time to be making these, yeah, I'll be using a stencil. But at this stage, a stencil is pointless for me. It just gets in the way. File, open, terminal server. Open the PCB. This one here is R23. That's the 10K at the top. The one down the side there is a 10K as well. Ah, of course that was, yeah. That's the reset one. That's the one for the button. Of course it is. Course it is. Right. Let's just wipe off the excess.
Stefan Payne has arrived.
Hello, Stefan. Right, so these are 100 nanos. they would let go of the tweezers. Let go of the tweezers, damn you. Time to deflux my tweezers. I'm having to use my big tweezers at the moment. I don't know where my fine ones have disappeared to. They're buried under all the crap on my desk. Alright. That's always good, isn't it, Stefan? Get a free license with your motherboard. I quite like it when I grab an old computer from the tip, bring it home, reformat it, go to install Windows, and it's got a Windows 10 Pro license on it. Haha, the result. No, wrong one. That's this one I want. 10k goes into there. Capacitors next. I need one of those, don't I? I think. Right. You need to learn how to use KiCad. Good luck with that. It takes practice. Go on. Thank you. Okay. Looking good. Complex PCB design is an exercise in frustration, yeah, and KiCad amplifies that frustration. Right, where are we now? What's next? What should I do next? I don't have a suitable switch, so we'll just be bridging that for the time being for testing. I could do with a button. I don't know if I've got an upright button or a right angled button. Switches. Let's have a delve in this box. Okay, let's find a suitable switch, if there is one. If there is, it'll be a salvaged one. I don't think I've ever bought any of these right angle switches. Hello. Haha. We have a switch. Or a button, rather. I don't think I've got a switch that will do as a power switch, have I? Probably not. No. I've got loads of these right angle buttons actually. That's good to know. Right. In goes button. Excellent. It's taking shape. It's almost tempting to hand draw and design the design next to yourself. I used to have to do hand drawn PCBs at college because computer aided stuff just wasn't available to us, so it was all hand drawn stuff at college, but then it was all through hole. So then I progressed onto those rub-on transfers, which are great for doing connectors and dip sockets and things like that, but still hand drawing the traces between. And then I went through a phase of doing toner transfer, which worked quite well once you get the hang of it. Never had my own photo etching stuff, unfortunately. I really wanted photo etching stuff. But now it's just so easy to just send it off to China to be manufactured that I don't bother etching anymore at all, so... An all-in-one VFD driver, boost converter built in, accepts serial input. Oh, nice. I've manually driven VFDs with Arduinos and higher voltage power supplies before now, but not used an all-in-one driver chip like that, no. Right, let's clean the flux off so that it looks good. I could do with the USB port, I think. That's where the power is going to come from for the time being. So where's my box of connectors next? Right at the top. Next delving. Box of connectors. I'm going to go through every single box, aren't I, at some point tonight? Actually, I should put all these switches and things away in this box over here first, before I start getting out all the connectors. I'm going to need one of those, aren't I, at some point? Okay, I'm looking for a USB-B, probably salvaged socket. I need to separate these connectors out into sort of groupings, really, don't I, at some point? There's one. That'll probably do the job. Let me just quickly check to see if there's another one, just in case. Trouble is, separating things out into other boxes means I've then got to find somewhere to put those boxes. And, I'm not seeing another one at the moment, so that one will have to do. Right. You've got 5 gallons of ferric chloride still, so have I, sat in the garage doing nothing. I've tried to give it away, but nobody wants it, not surprisingly. Right, this is going to need a clean up. Oh, yeah, it's got holes, hasn't it? Because these are plated, so they were included in the design files, not like the unplated ones which got missed out. There we go. Okay, let's see if this fits the footprint. It should do. It's a fairly universal footprint. Yep. You've got one of those big drawers that Shelby's got on his wall. They would be cool, but I've got no wall space to put one, unfortunately. It's in flat, isn't it? Yep. I'll just tack those in gently. Don't need to fill the holes. Yours on the floor, it tucks between the boxes, fair enough. I haven't got enough floor space for that though. Right. We should add a couple of through-hole capacitors there, I think. Although, no, we don't need them at the moment. They're not critical. Not for testing at the moment. And they'd just be in the way later on. So it's time to do some testing, I think. Although I should put a header in there first, I think. And for that I need my box of headers. Gaps in my room are filled with computers. Yes. You've obviously seen my room, Chloe. How many is this? 1, 2, 3. It is a 6, yeah. So let's knock one off that. You know what I'm like, and yours is the same, yeah. Yes, I think a lot of us are kindred spirits here when it comes to storage solutions. Right. Progress. They don't ceiling mount well. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting quite warm here doing this. Probably the heat from the soldering iron building up. So, this should have enough power in it now.
Has arrived.
Hello, Trade Splatter. Let us see if this will connect. Connected. Let's see if this will give me an image. No, it won't because it's not there. One moment. There we go. Control F. Put that down below the rest of it. Okay. Now I just want to have a look at this. Make sure it's
Betamink has arrived.
any shorts. Hello, Betamink. Yeah, what's that? I dread to think. Not solder though. No, I'm never going to get it with that. Let's just give it a quick brushing. Focus. Is that a bridge there? Can't decide if there's a bridge there or not. I think there might be.
Spies off mud has arrived.
I shall add some flux and reflow that little bit just there. Hello, spies. And there might be a little bridge just there. Okay. 2 little bridges to look at. So a bit of flux here, a bit of flux there. Dry soldering iron. Okay. Where are we? I'm going to that one again, aren't I? So let's have a look at this now. I think that looks better now. And this side here, that's good. That's all clear there now.
Project_Carl says 1 little bridge, 2 little bridges,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all clear now. It matters not. It's but a momentary design foo. Wrong screen. Where are we? I want to go that one. Okay. Right. We're at a stage now where we can actually try communicating with the chip. Possibly. If it's working, if the power supply is working, let's test the power supply first. And for that, if I delve around on here.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
Tier 50, we're at a stage of potential smoke.
Absolutely. Okay. So now let's go for let's see if this works. So we're on amps and I'm going to bridge the power. 65 milliamps. Oh, good. That is a very good sign. So let's go to milliamps. Bridge the power. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking very good. No multimeter overlays at the moment, no, because I'm not quite sure where the cable has gone.
With
Somewhere up
Friendly
here.
Bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
Cheer 50 pies half price today is also a very good sign.
It is indeed, Chloe, yes. It's a sign that I always like to see. Okay. Yeah, I need to get the overlays working again. I think they're set up and ready to go. I just need to find the cable. I keep tripping over the cable. And then when I want to use it, it's disappeared. Okay, so if we now look at that capacitor's pins, and I get my tweezers and do that, I see absolutely nothing. Why is that? We go into there, and I do that, and we see absolutely nothing. Why is that? Okay. Okay, 4.7 there. 4.4 there. But there. Oh, it is working. 3.261. That'll do nicely. So maybe that pin's not ground? No, it is. That's fine. I don't know why it wasn't working. Tongue at wrong angle. Could be, yes. Right, so we have the correct power. That is great news. So what I'm going to do now is solder in a semi-permanent bypass for the switch. Oh no, I wonder, could I squeeze one of those in? It's a bit big, really. That might be better. Yeah, that lines up right. That'll do as a power switch for now. I'll just tack this in. Just at an angle like that for the time being, just until I get the correct switch. It'll give us a power switch on it then, which is nice. Come on, tuck in. Thank you. That should do the job. Anything more permanent than semi-permanent is a bodge, yep. Right. So if I grab my USB cable again, plug that in, and switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. Beautiful. Okay, so we have a power switch. We have a little button attached to an input, we have our programming header. Now, programming. I'm not sure I have the correct header for this. Let me just get my box of programmers and debuggers. Another box of stuff. I've got hundreds of these boxes. They're useful though, good size. Okay, I am looking for a suitable cable. No. That might do it actually. Yeah, that might be what I want. Bit kludgy, but it might do. Especially if I bend this the right way. And I'm not sure which way it wants to be. I know that's pin 1 there. Which should be reset. Let me just check that. No, that goes to... No, it doesn't. That's that one there. Yeah, that's reset. So that's the reset pin. That's pin 1. Pin 1 is here. So if that were to go that way round, I could bend this down like that. And it can sit on there like that. This can plug into here like that. Then I find the right cable for this one, which is this cable. Plug this into here. Okay. I load up the programming program. And suddenly my sound has gone incredibly loud. Right, so let's have a look. We want PIC 32 MX79L. Okay, so we turn on the power, click, we go connect, ta-da, it connected, yay. Let's erase it, successful, huzzah. We communicate with the chip. No smoke, points off, I know. I'm just too good with these. I've built so many PIC 32 base boards that I can do it blindfold. Okay, that's good. I can disconnect from there. Right, now I want to program this using MPLAB X, really, but I don't like MPLAB X and I haven't used it much recently. I mean, I started out programming these in MPLAB before MPLAB X. And but there's this whole auto configuration thing that does all your programming for you that I want to try and use for this, if possible. Built a few PIC-based things that are nice to work with. I love PICs. I understand PICs. PICs make sense. It is some Eclipse shite, yes. Okay, let us go for a new project. And we shall use the ICD4 to program it. Okay, let us put this into terminal server. Firmware. And we'll call this test code. .x. No. Up here, test code. There we go. It puts the .x in for us there. Okay, open MCC on finish, yes. Okay, I think that's all we want. Finish. Back in a tick, maybe even a TOC. Good. It's loading. Loading something. Okay, here we go. Content download required. Some of the required content is not available. Following content will be downloaded. Yeah, are you going to do the downloading? Yep, you're doing the downloading. Your tick and your TOC are both up, Chloe. You're late back. Last PIC controller used was a DIP package 14-pin. Well, the first one I ever used was a DIP package 14-pin. The PIC 16F84A was the first PIC I ever used. It was a lovely little chip, but with so little in it, it didn't even have a UART in it. I had to bit bang my own UART, which was fun. Basic but good. Yep, I enjoyed it. Oh, I'm going to turn my soldering stations off for a bit, I think. Don't need those on now. Right, setting up a project. Sleep calls. Don't worry, it'll all be on the VOD. And there'll be plenty more of this to come. Plenty more. And I'm not going to be around late this evening, so after last night, I think I need an early night. Sleep well, MJ. Yeah, MJ. Right. So we are into here now. Got to remember how we do all this. what I want is window. That's where it is. Target memory views configuration. There we go. That's what I want. Oops, I went too fast for that. Right, I've got to remember how we do this now. Let me just make sure I know which port we're connected onto. We're on port 1, okay. So we'll want port 1 for the ice. Disable a secondary oscillator. Primary oscillator is EC for external clock. Divide by 2 to bring it down to 4 megahertz. And FRC PLL. No, Pri PLL. For primary clock with PLL. We don't want to output the oscillator. Clock switching is disabled, that's okay. Right. Multiply by 20, divide by 1. Input divider, divide by 2. That's a peripheral divide by 1, sorry there. So we want to divide by 2 for 4 megahertz, multiply by 20 for 80 megahertz. And the USB PLL needs to be 48, which is... No, I need to remember which way around all this goes. Where are we? Remember where all this code is. I haven't got it here at the moment, have I? Git clone. What's it called? Picture2 AVR bootloader, that's it. Okay, what have we got? Actually, it'd be the 4D's probably the best one. Picadillo 35T. No, that doesn't use USB, does it? SDXL, that'll do. So divide 2, multiply 20. USB PLL div 2. That's what we want. That's what I wanted. So USB PLL. Hang on, which way is that? iDiv 2. PLL iDiv 2. And FPLLO div is div 1. Yeah, div 1. That should be right. We don't need... Oh, that's just switching between the two different forms of media independent interface. Don't care about that. Default Ethernet IO, don't care about that. Default CAN IO, don't care about that. USB ID selection is port function. VBus on is USB module. Okay. Internal, external switchover, I can disable that. Clock out disabled. Switching disabled. Watchdog timer disabled. No flash protect. Okay. So, files. New XC32. What the hell is all that crap it's dumped in there? That's all I want in there. Okay. Let's try saving that file. What do you mean it's empty? It's not empty, look. Been a long time since I've used this. I can't judge how long it takes you to TikTok. Who knows how long it would take you to roll out a new CPU, then shrink the fab system down. Absolutely, yeah, this is true. Right. No associated project. Why did that... This has gone weird, this program, since I last used it. Source files, new. Let's try it in here. Is it going to compile? There we go, it compiled. Well, it didn't compile, obviously, because there's no main. Okay. Where are we? Software tends to do that, indeed, yeah. Let's get everything installed that we want. Come on. Assembling PC, easy. Setting up the dev environment, painfully difficult. Never used to be this hard, but then it never used to have all this extra stuff in it. All this code configurator stuff. Which I'm hoping, once it's working, will actually make my life a lot easier. Let's cancel that, see if I can get into this. Come on. Just refusing to interact with me, this whole panel. Let's close that panel down. Window, resource management, where is it? Go to the content manager. Apparently it's already running. Can't even exit it. I think something's crashed. Good old Java. Bye bye Java. Okay. So window MCC. USB device stack. Shopping button in your ID. It's rather cute. Yeah, I know. Yeah, MP LabX store. Okay, so we've installed the USB framework. Nothing for CDC. Okay. Let's open MCC properly, if it will. Come on. You can get the content manager to come up. But I don't need the content manager now. I want the MCC. Unless that's just that bit at the bottom. No. Why won't MCC open? Um... I want my project graph, don't I? I don't know where this is gone, this thing that I need. Oh, this program is awful. There's a whole design your project by linking nodes together thing, which I thought was MCC, but it just doesn't seem to exist. It's called the project graph, I think. It's all part of the MPLAB code configurator, which just seems to do nothing at the moment. So I'm going to close again. Except I'm not, because it won't. So I'm going to go in and kill Java. Reload MPLAB X. Okay, there's my project. MCC. Ah, things are happening now. Let's just open the content manager again. Initializing there we go, project graph. That's more like it. Right. Now, can I actually do things on the left here? I can. Excellent. However, we don't have USB on the left here for some reason. So now we go into the content manager. We install USB apps device. But we still have no USB in here. Hmm. Nothing for CDC, nothing for ACM, nope. Did I not apply? I thought I had. Maybe I hadn't. Maybe I'm an idiot.
Wait, am I an idiot? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yep, I'm an idiot. Right. Content manager. USB. Yeah, it didn't apply, did it? Apply. Now it's downloading. Come on, there we go. Resolving deltas, receiving objects, checking out files. Must be using Git behind the scenes. Wouldn't surprise me. Just Git with more steps, yeah. And initializing project again. Okay, Harmony, USB, Huzzah, device stack, CDC function driver. Ouch, PJ. Ouch. Okay, so we have FreeRTOS is installed and semi-configured. Let's pull that across. Let's shrink that across there. We have a USB device. We'll connect that USB device there up to there somehow. Except it won't. Come on. We'll connect that RTOS up, will we? Or is, oh, it's already automatically. It automatically connects. It's not actually got wires. It doesn't have links. Just the fact that it's green means that it's connected automatically. So, vendor ID, F055, product ID, 6969. Self-powered, yes. Maximum power 500 milliamps. That should do. So now, if we go for tools and STDIO, it wants to go to a UART. Not sure how we deal with this. Not sure how we remove things either. Is that delete up there? Yes. Console. I wonder what console gives us. There we go. USB CDC. There we go. What would this console connect to? I don't know how you use this. Generate. These ones with the spots internally automatically are connected. These ones that are on the edge, you have to manually connect. So this one I've connected to here because I have to specify where that's connecting. Yeah. These are just they're internal system services. They can only be connected in one way. So I don't need to specify the connections. Multiple definitions. Oh, right. Do I not need to provide the config then? Ah, hello. Is this all? Ah, it's got the configuration in here. Right. So if I go to project and I can delete my config.c. Remove from project, because the configuration is actually up in here. So clock menu, clock configurator settings. USB FRC clock enable off. Primary oscillator input frequency is 8. Internal fast RC I don't care about, that's disabled. Where is the clock? All settings listed here can be configured using the clock configurator. Clock configurator. Where's the clock configurator? This graph could have been a header file, yes. But all it says here, under the clock menu, clock configurator settings, all settings listed here can be configured using the clock configurator. Where and what is the clock configurator? Maybe it's custom board BSP I need? No. Where's the clock configurator? On the floor? Could be. Yeah, but there's nothing to enable the clock. Let's zoom in so you can see it better. So you've got device and project configuration. Generate fuse settings is on. That's all about the actual project. MIPS configuration, nothing there. Prefetch and flash, no. Clock menu. The USB fast RC clock enable is off because we don't use that. Primary oscillator input frequency is 8 megahertz, which is correct. Secondary oscillator I don't care because it's going to be disabled. And the internal fast RC oscillator divider, we don't care because that's not going to be used. And it says all settings listed here can be configured using the clock configurator. And then it calculates these from those settings. But
Our beloved pet Canadian has arrived.
there is no clock configurator as far as I can find. Unless it's something I have to install. Nothing in the library.
Orahite D has arrived.
Oh, wait, I'm lost. Hello, Carrot House. Hello, Orahite D. Is this hobby or work? Both. I'm a freelance electronic designer and firmware programmer, and I tinker on the side as well, doing open source projects. Edible clocks sounds good, yeah. But I don't see where this clock configurator is. Cool. Look at that documentation. The clock configuration utility in MPLAB Harmony version 3 is same as in MPLAB Harmony v2, but contains few improvements and bug corrections. Nice one. So somewhere there is a clock configurator. It's not there as a plugin anyway. There's no mention of Clockit in any content for MCC. It's a software that I haven't used for a long time, and it has changed drastically since I last used it. And what I'm working on is a homegrown terminal server. There's a picture of the layout of the PCB. It's 6 serial ports, a PIC32 to power it all, USB, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, all sorts of things on one board for connecting lots of serial ports up to your network. And I'm just trying to get my head around the microchip code configurator. The clock configuration is found inside the MPLAB code configurator plugin under the plugins or project graph menu. Pardon? Ah, there's a whole plugins drop down here. Clock configurator. Oh, wow. Ooh, okay. Can't zoom in on this, can I? No, I have to zoom in on the whole screen. So we have primary oscillator, EC. Okay, 8 megahertz going in. We want to FPLL divide 2, mul 20 divide 1 is 80 megahertz. Okay, and that's 48, that's good.
At the Industrious and Majenko bought another victory. Splendid. The sweet, sweet taste of triumph. Let's celebrate with a prolonged, exquisitely decadent contemplation of success star fart star exclamation batteries.
So we've got 48 megahertz for the USB clock, which is correct. We've got 80 megahertz for the peripherals, 80 megahertz for the CPU. That should be correct. Is that all we have to do? Let's try generating it. It's something I'm actively designing at the moment. Here it is on the desk. It's got a handful of components on it at the moment that we're just testing. We've got the main chip, we've got the USB interface, and we've got the power supply. That's pretty much it.
To choose one, the sheer potential for delightful chaos is overwhelming. Perhaps a collection strategically deployed for maximum impact. Let's just say that he is a certain je ne sais quoi star fart star exclamation batteries.
But eventually it will be an entire product. Will this compile now? It did. Right, I'm going to try programming this and see what happens ND message. Hey, look at that. New USB device found. Terminal server by me. Spoons. ACM device. We have USB when I've not written a single line of code yet. Well, hey. Excellent. Right, so if I go System Services Command, I need a sysconsole to go with it. Not the peripherals. Maybe I need to install it. No. So I need something to go between there and there. Because that won't connect to that. It's the wrong type. Oh, yes it will. Okay. So I don't know what I'm doing with this. Trying to make some kind of console. Which didn't generate, did I? Forgot to generate. Hey, we've got a console. We have a console. Cool. Now we get to write commands somehow, but how, I have no idea. I'm impressed. I thought I could smell something, Chloe. SD card, SPI. I don't want SPI. Oh, yeah, it is in SPI mode, this, isn't it? So we get to add the SD card. We have a time service. Let's add the core timer. Okay, the core timer. Yeah, okay, fine. So we have sys time for the system time. Nice. Right, so now we get to choose which SPI interface and things to use.
Contact Starfleet, Captain.
Absolutely. Let's try that. That might work. So, which SPI port are we connected on here? I can't remember. Where is it? Okay, it's on there, and it's on whatever RD10 is, and I can't remember what RD10 is. Let's have a look. There's a pin configuration here. RD... Where's RD10? Pin 70. There it is. We don't get to say that it's SPI or anything because they're all hardwired in this. So the pin settings is irrelevant. However, oh hello, pin table, right. So RD10 is this one here. SDK1, so we're on channel 1. So we want SPI1. So SPI goes into that, and on here our chip select pin is SDCS. SDCS is B15. So we set this to be B15. Okay, that should give us the SD card, which gives us a drive media interface. Spreadsheets, your worst fear. Guess we should add a file system to it, shouldn't we? So we connect that up to that. File system settings. FAT file system, yes. Microchip file system. Little FS. Useful. So that gives us a sysfs for the system file system there now. So if we generate that, compile, program, it won't do anything because it's not got anything programmed in there to do anything with. Nope. Ah, we have commands. Reset, quit, and help. And reset resets! Nice. Just a little FS as a treat. Now, a little FS is quite handy actually. It's a very, very small, lightweight file system designed to go into embedded devices like little flash chips and things like that. I believe it's used in the ESP32 quite a lot for embedded file systems. It's basically a file system embedded into your code almost. It's normally a separate chunk of the flash, but it's normally inside the main flash of your device, or in a small external device. Quite handy to have. Good for like embedded web pages inside your code, that sort of thing. Speaking of, no, we haven't got Ethernet yet, have we? I was going to add web page, but we haven't got Ethernet yet. Right, well, we have major progress here already, and we haven't written a line of code. And we can pretend to be a 500 petabyte USB stick, yes. In fact, I could go... I could add that to there. Is that all I need? And build it, and it fails. Drive SD, SBI, async read and async rewrite. Oh, yeah. There's something I need to sort on this, isn't there? Is it? It's not that one, is it? No. Something about SPI. I seem to remember from something I did in the past. It's SDS. Should be on here. There we go. Asynchronous. I think that's what I need. Then it's generate and compile. Will it? Yep. Right, what I want to do now is run dmessage and hit program. See what comes up now. Hey, we have mass storage as well as serial. But there's nothing in there. Media removed, stopped polling. I could put an SD card in and it might do something, but I doubt it. nope, doesn't like it. Let's do a reset. No, it doesn't find the SD card. I'm not surprised. I haven't finished wiring that section up. In fact, I think there may be things I need to, more components I need to add first. Is there or not? No, I haven't got any.
Ahmed Noor 94 has arrived. Tyler Hoot has arrived.
Hello, Tyler Hoot. Where have I gone? I don't know. There I am. Ahmed Noor 94. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're enjoying yourself today. I'm going to be finishing in 10 minutes. I'm not sure if this is all wired up properly or not. I can't remember. It was a bit of a last minute throwaway thing, the SD card actually. So I don't know if that's even wired to work. But that's of little importance at the moment. That's just a bit of fun. Right, well I think we've taken this about as far as I can without adding more components. I'm going to have to order some components, like the Ethernet interface, the UART interfaces and sockets, the LED block as well, I'll need that. I got plenty more passive components that I could solder on. Oh, have I got a flash chip for it? Because I could solder in the flash chip. Is that I2C or is that SPI? I can't remember. Can't remember how I had that. That's I2C. Right, do I have an I2C flash chip that I can use on this? I've got lots of SPI ones, but do I have an I2C one? There might be one in here. Let's have a look. Oops. It's Two Ben's Music in one stream, yeah. Have I got any flash chips in this book? Don't think I have. I've got PS RAM. No, not in here. If I have, it'll be in this box. I've got lots of unlabeled chips. This is a 4822 now. That's the power thing. 4822. I can't remember. It's not what I want though. Amps. I really need to sort out all these miscellaneous SMD components. Got far too many of them. Right, what's that? Temperature sensor, no. These I think are large SPI ones. Yeah, 25040s. Those are big SPI ones, SQI even. EEPROM I2C 128K by 8. That would do the job. It's not an ideal one, but it would work. That's the 24FC1025. 24 LC16, 24 FC1025. I think it's a similar thing. Let me just check the pin out of that. They're all pretty standard. So, where's it gone? Keycard, come back, there we go. So 1, 2, 3 is A012, 4 is VSS, 5 is SDA, 6 is SCL, 7 is Write Protect, VCC is 8. Yep, that will do nicely. We can put one of these on. And this has I prefer something a bit higher capacity, but this will do for testing. Is it? No, hang on, it's 128K by 8, 1024 kilobits. So yeah, wow, 128K. That's a lot actually, that's plenty. Yeah, 128K flash. EEPROM. Let's put one of these on. And we want capacitors and resistors there. Little unboxing stream, yep. Unboxing, boxing, reboxing, deboxing. Need sysfs linked to something, possibly, yeah. If we want to do anything with it, we're not doing anything with it yet. Although, sysfs. Let's go back to that a sec. Sysfs is, yeah, it's an internal one, so it automatically links to whatever, but there's nothing for it to link to yet. Because we haven't created a node that it can link to. Waiting for the soldering iron to warm up, that should be enough. Okay. A bit of flux. And this goes that way. Or is it that way? Let's get my soldering glasses on, that would help. And there's the spot there. So that goes there. We get our 100 nanos to put one on here. If it would let go. Okay, and resistors 1K I think I've got, haven't I? No, 2K2 I've got down here, though it's not that critical. Capacitors, resistors. 1K. I like 1K. Yeah, 603. I like 1K for these pull-ups. We'll go for 1K because it's what I've got. The smaller the pull-up, the greater your power consumption. Oh, it's peanuts really for just a couple of resistors on pull-ups. And the higher the data rate you can push it to. But for an EEPROM, we're not really bothered by data rate. Right, let's reflow this on. Not even powering off the board. I did power off the board, it's off there. That's why I gave it the switch, so that I can turn it off here. Okay, we have our EEPROM. It wasn't at the start, it was just before I started soldering though. I suddenly thought, hang on, I better turn it off just before I started soldering. Right, EEPROM installed. Don't know if it works, but EEPROM installed. No, wrong one. I want that one there. No, don't want that. It's this one I want. Okay, turn it on, see if it still works. It does. Excellent. Turn it off, and it disappears. Right. Well, with that, we filled up our allotted time, and I'm going to bugger off. So, yeah, progress. We have some action. Much success, very wow. Yes. We'll continue with this tomorrow. It gets a bit of you getting used to that MP Lab configurator thing, but I'm impressed with it. It's let us have a whole console interface over USB and mass storage without writing a single letter of code. So, yeah, fun times to come. How many parts need ordering? Well, we will need all 6 of the UART chips. We will need the Ethernet chip. Though I might see if I can get that as a free sample, actually. There's a few special value resistors that I'll need for the Ethernet. The LED block we'll need, and the RJ45 connectors we'll need. I think everything else I've got. Everything else pretty much is just jelly bean resistors and capacitors. Oh, and the main switch I would need as well. So yeah, progress. Things are looking up. Glad you enjoyed it, Switchgear. Right, so I'll be back tomorrow, I think, possibly, hopefully. We'll probably be carrying on with this tomorrow, because, fun new thing. Though, hopefully I will have other things to play with as well, but it depends how that pans out. But I need to work out how to like add commands and things, then we can actually start testing things. Once we can add commands to the firmware there, then I can actually start writing code to test things out, like the SD card, and get some status information and things like that. So yeah, we've got fun times ahead. Right, I'm gonna try and make some sense of all this crap that I've got everywhere now, all these components everywhere. They're spilling off everywhere onto the floor now. And have an early night after last night's 2 o'clock in the morning, which was mad, but fun. Yee, fart. Right. Okay, where's my outro hiding? It's going to be down here somewhere, isn't it? Is it that one? Yeah. Here comes the outro. Right, thank you very much for joining me this evening. That has been good. A good evening's work there. An unexpected evening's work, with Shelby not being available. But still, a good evening's work. We have some small success with a tiny subset of the circuit. The rest remains to be seen. I'll be back tomorrow to carry on. Be sure to join me and join us on the old Discord and things. All the links are on my link tree. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for more shenanigans. All in the evening's work for Confusabot. No smoke is a good outcome, absolutely. 100%. So this is going to be a fun project.
Sound of a particularly satisfying size star, right then, my lovelies. That's a wrap on Terminal Server.
Honestly, a truly exquisite session of, well, everything.
A magnificent tapestry of curious inquiries, delightful technical mishaps, and of course, the frankly phenomenal contributions of you all. A gigantic thank you to every single one of you who chimed in. David MC, Ben Gizmo, Trey Splatter, Spies, Ovmud, Orahite D, Dopas, Daft Punkul, The Old 122, RF Programmer, Goat Master, Magenko Tech, Our Beloved Pet Canadian, Lewisoft 10, Philip Andrews, MJ, Unethical Clown, Philena, Stream Elements, Magenko Bot. You were all utterly brilliant. And a special shout out to Hot Rock's Girl for keeping things sparkling. We extend our warmest gratitude to our loyal subscribers, NeoDragon90 and David MC. Your continued support is exquisitely rewarding.
And a huge welcome to our newest followers, Atmedno94.
And a particularly sincere thank you to a swarm of dead insects for the generous subscription. Truly a master of impulse.
Starfart star Chloe Raccoon, you were a veritable whirlwind of delightful emissions, the staggering 2 farts. Magnificent.
Finally,
A massive thank you to Switchgear HV,
Tyler Hoot, Stephen Payne, Ramika,
Beta Mink,
and of course to everyone who dropped a few coins.
every little bit adds to the glorious symphony of
Stimulation. Right, that's it for tonight.
Until next time, keep your circuits buzzing
And your desires fulfilled. Starfart star exclamation batteries.
My kind of party. Wish I had time.
Guess the bot is suffering from bit rot. No, he's suffering from bot rot. Chat suffers from butt rot, indeed we do. Hence all the farting. You're welcome, Philip. Thanks for joining me.
Computer, what happened? Mr. Data, any suggestions?
I suggest we contact Starfleet, Captain.